I think I'm going to kind of provide some perspective, especially because I was diagnosed with Crohn's as a pediatric patient, and I was in a pretty interesting time. I was actually diagnosed at the age of 17, and I only saw like a pediatric GI for a year, so I kind of have both perspectives as both a pediatric and now an adult patient, right? And I remember that like it was really hard for not just me but also my parents and my family to process what exactly this diagnosis means, and to kind of add like the cultural part of just having that conversation. It's very rare for South Asian parents and just South Asian communities to be talking about things like mentally and emotionally processing diagnoses like chronic illnesses. So it was very challenging. I could see upon my parents to really process that, because it was really all they had was just kind of me to like really vent out. And I still remember, unfortunately, like right after the first visit, like my parents just couldn't. They wanted to feel strong for me and hold their emotions, but they just opened up and they really cried, and I didn't know until then that I was having much of a weight. And I guess going back to like the question, I think it's really important for clinicians to understand the emotional weight and the mental health aspect of the diagnosis. Like they often say, you know, that diagnosis is the hardest part with living with IBD, and I think it's also important to consider how they're receiving it and who's receiving it, and also really add in the cultural aspect, because there's certain things that you don't really think about too necessarily